Welcome. Welcome to the Vent Show. I'm your host, Casino Black. I want to get right into this story. It's a real crazy story about a stepfather who allegedly beat his son because he got up in the middle of the night and snagged a cookie, according to the report here. It's ridiculous. Again, here we go again, okay? I'll read the report and then we're going to get into the story. It says a stepfather allegedly demanded 3 of his boys to take part in the Friday night beating death of their brother, who sneaked out of bed to snag a cookie in their Florida hotel room. 2 of the 4 boys told police they witnessed Jack Montgomery beat their 6-year-old brother Bryce Russell. Montgomery allegedly punched Russell in the mouth and stomach and rubbed his face into the carpet before throwing him by the leg into a cabinet. The boy never regained consciousness, according to the Herald report. One of Russell's brothers told police that he took part in the beating out of fear of Montgomery, who allegedly threatened him with the same result if he didn't join in. The brother said he refused to go further when Russell lay on the floor unconscious, according to the Herald. According to the Herald, Montgomery washed Russell's face and unsuccessfully tried to wake him up before putting him to bed. Russell's 3 brothers slept with him throughout the night. An alarmed guest in a nearby room had alerted a hotel employee who called the police. Montgomery said the noise had come from his music and opened the door enough for the deputy to see the boys sleeping. Then after that, the officer left without further investigation. By morning, Montgomery had called 911 to say Russell wouldn't wake up and wasn't breathing. An autopsy determined that Russell's death had been the result of homicide caused by a beating, according to the Herald report. Montgomery is now in the Hillsborough County Jail facing charges of first-degree murder, aggravated child abuse, 2 counts of child abuse. Montgomery denied beating the child to death and said Russell had only hit his head on the headboard after being thrown on the bed, according to the report. Montgomery has a past history of battery, including 1 conviction and 3 arrests, one of which was for domestic violence. The boy's mother, Donya Russell, had been at work Friday night while Montgomery was in charge of the 4 boys at their Tampa East Suffner Masters Inn hotel room where the family reportedly lives. And that's the end of the story. Now, my take on this whole ordeal is the fact that here again we have a person who is supposedly the stepfather. He's not their biological father, he's the stepfather, given permission by the mother to watch these kids while she's working. First of all, anybody see any problems with this? Why isn't he working and she's taking care of the kids? And why are they in the hotel room? But then again, these times and days, I understand life. You may not have a home to live in. You're living in a hotel. I get that. But here we are again. How many times have we heard the story of kids like this or kids being hurt or harmed because of non-parental guidance? Obviously, this dude here doesn't have the mindset of an adult. Because the kid got out of bed to get a cookie, you tell your kids, the other kids, to beat him up for what? Because he took a cookie? And then results of this whole ordeal, we have a death homicide on our hands. A young boy is dead now because people like this don't have a brain in their head. They don't have the parental skills set to say, you know what, let's do it a different way. This bothers me a lot because I have a son. He's 4, okay? And let's say even if he stole a cookie Will I be mad? Maybe. Will I scold him? I might talk to him and tell him, you know, son, that's not right. You know, there's other ways to do things. You can ask or what have you. But for me to put my hands on him, beat him to death because he took a cookie. You talking about the cookie? Come on, man. Come on. There's a few years ago of a young boy, and these are the stories that I really hate because they really makes me think of my son. There was a guy who, again, was the boyfriend of a young lady who was at work, and he was watching her son. And I believe he was around 3 years old, 4 years old, and he beat her son to death. Takes her son, puts him in the car seat to go pick her up from work. And then when she gets in the car to, you know, check on him, hi, how you doing, son? Notices that he's not responding to her. Something's wrong here. Demands the boyfriend to take her to the hospital, which he does reluctantly, slowly. But, you know, come to find out he's been dead for some hours now. This is the type of story that pisses me off. I'm telling you, these are the reasons why men, if you have sons, daughters, children that you love, and you're in a situation where you're not with your baby mother anymore, but you love your kids, you take care of your kids, you have to be mindful of the people that are watching your kids. Because at any given time, you don't know what's going to happen. People snap and don't think about the things they do because it's not their child. It's not their kid. They don't care. You think they care? They might even treat their kid better than your kid. And you don't understand because you're not there to see behind the scenes what's going on. So yeah, I really truly believe that you must talk. Like personally, I had a conversation with my baby mother's boyfriend. We had a good sit-down conversation, and I told him, don't put your hands on my child. Don't discipline my child. If anything, let her do it. And if there's a problem, call me. Because I guarantee you, anything happen to my son, I'm going to jail. I'm going to prison. It's going to happen. Because that's how much I love my son. Then we ask the question, does the mother have any fault in this? Well, yes, some. I mean, in her mind, she trusts this guy because she's with him. She's sleeping with him. So she has some type of trust for him. But when it comes to kids, discipline is two different things. You can't discipline somebody else's child and think that everything's going to be okay, because it's not. I talk about this with my baby mother all the time, and I tell her, if anything happen to my son, we're going to have a problem. I promise you. And she always try to, no, it's okay. I got it under control. This is what she tells me. Anyway, you know, I hate doing stories like this, but I bring this to the attention of people like my audience because I want to start the conversation. I want to hear your thoughts about this so we can start a dialogue and talk about this. So let's do that. Okay, that's my vent for the day. I'm Casino Black. You know what it is. Till next time, peace. Oh, by the way, you might notice there's a small little how can I say, logo in the corner of the screen over here in the video. Please press that to subscribe. Okay, if you're viewing, please press it to subscribe, share and like the video as well. Thank you and good night.